Once you start awakening and you become attuned to what's going on within, and you observe, you start to see patterns. You start to see comfort zones, and human nature is to live in a comfort zone, to live in a zone of security and safety. And during prehistoric days, or when man's survival depended on strict adherence to a comfort zone, I could see the benefit in that. Today, it's especially in the Western world, it's really relatively easy to get food, shelter, and water. So once those three things are taken care of, and the problem is we want too much food, too much shelter, and too much water, so we have to sacrifice and work these, long hours and these crazy jobs we don't like in order to support a lifestyle that's way above what is necessary. So okay, let's say we got that minimized and our work doesn't exhaust us and drain us of all our life energy, and we start becoming aware of patterns in our life. And a real effective thing to do is to write things down, is to journal, and to set mini goals, not for the end result, but for the person you become in overcoming the goals. And I love the quote from, I think it's the movie Three Kings, and George Clooney's character is mentoring this young guy who's really afraid about a dangerous mission they have to engage in. And George Clooney's, he says, the younger soldier says, "I'm afraid. I can't do it. It's just, it's not, I have too much fear. I just can't succeed at this mission." And he says, "That's where you're wrong. Courage," he said, "I don't have enough courage." And he says, "That's where you're wrong, because courage comes after you conquer your fear, not before." And we always, in life, we want to overcome our fears. We want to wait till we feel confident or secure or courageous enough before we embark down the unknown path or something that brings us a lot of discomfort. And once you start journaling and you start exposing all these habitual patterns in your life, and what you start to see is that, life becomes routine, automatic. We're not really present. We're just going through the motions in a robotic fashion. And it's kind of deadening to the soul. And you don't even need to really rely on that internal muscle, because everything's just, wake up, brush my teeth, send the kids off to school, take a shower, get in the car, go to work, put on the fake smile for the boss, and, then go home, sit in traffic, and eat some dinner, watch some television, and then do it all over again. So our lives become, and that's the way the whole system wants us to be, is to be easily controlled and to get us to stick to the comfort zone. And what happens with comfort zones is you start digging this ravine or this path or this river, and the walls start to come up, because as the further along that you go in the same comfort zone, the higher the walls, and you can't see any other options because you're so far down in the ravine. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is what my life's become, and we don't even realize it. So some really effective exercises to do is to practice chasing your fears. I mean, intentionally going down the path of the unknown path, and following things that make you feel uncomfortable, make you that inner turmoil, and overcoming your fears through doing them. But it's not just about overcoming your fears. It's about creating a new path in life. The path of the unknown, the path of risk, the path of challenge, the path of feeling alive in each and every moment, and kind of turning off the robot. Stop winding up this. Every day we just wind up the robot, with coffee, with praise, with buying stuff. And then we're just walking along, just go to the shopping malls, get in my car, and yeah, go to the gym, and just whatever it is in your world that you be. I guess what I'm trying to say is be a habit pattern interrupter with yourself. Interrupt the habit pattern. So you put up a wall. Oh, I can no longer go down the same and familiar path. I'm going to try a new path. And if it means hanging around different people, eating different foods, going out there, if you're looking for a mate, talking to people, if you see someone that you want to talk to at the grocery store, actually going up and talking to them. And, oh, I feel fear, and I can't go up and talk to them. I'm too nervous, and what if they don't like me? What are they going to say? Are they going to think I'm weird? And just doing it. What really blocks us in overcoming our fears is our mind, is our thoughts. And when you think, what's the worst thing that can happen? You're not going to die. What is really, the person can say, get out of here, you're annoying me, or I'm not interested in you. Okay, so what? But what we do is we try to get courage through thinking. And that actually deflates our courage. So we're no longer empowered. When you just act, this takes practice, man. It's like, learning a new sport or learning how to play the piano. It takes practice. But once you feel the fear, you act. Okay, I'm going to go up and talk to this person, or I'm going to, say this to my boss, or I'm going to, whatever it is, I'm going to take this, or I'm going to go to a new country that, I don't have a job lined up, and I don't know how I'm going to survive. And it's action. Not that there shouldn't be some strategy. There's some thought that's involved, but I'm talking that when the wall comes up, and that when we feel like we're in quicksand, what overcomes that is just doing it. And it's just like a muscle, man. The more you do it, the more you act, the more you start with your smaller fears and overcome them, the bigger ones become less insurmountable. They seem achievable. And when you start finding, man, life becomes a joy. Life becomes exciting. Every day is a new adventure and a new experience. You don't know what it's going to bring because you're living wild. You're living outside of the comfort zone, outside of our addiction to security, comfort, and safety. So it's going to new neighborhoods. It's going to, clubs. For example, if we always go to, the same club, bar, or coffee shop, it's going outside, just experiencing the smorgasbord of life, and just sampling everything that life has to offer, and all these new and interesting experiences. And man, it's just a real joy. It's just a real pleasure. And life is people say life is short, but I think we have it wrong. I think we think life is going to be long and we're going to live forever, and so we tend to not be motivated to get off our ass and do things that are risky. If this is something that interests you, some suggestions is to find a partner that has the same goal. I used to have a friend, and we would set a goal of every month that we would do something completely wild, crazy, or something different, something outside of our comfort zone. And we would, one time we went to this rock club. We went down to an all African American church in downtown LA. There was a lot of other things to do, but once a month we would do this, and I had someone to do it, and we would motivate each other. Another thing is to just write things down and start ticking them off. And it's not like, I'm going to be happy by doing this. It's not. Once you realize it's not the actual event that's important or the end result, it's really the person that you become in pushing yourself out of your habitual habit patterns. Now, leave some comments and let me know, challenge yourself and keep us posted and let us know how it goes. Thank you very much for listening.